You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stacks I haven't gotten to. And Sunday is usually about half the stacks. So I didn't spend an hour on the global mindset and the technocracy and the plan to rob everybody's rights because I didn't have news to cover. We will intersperse the news, but I want to take your phone calls. But if you don't understand the globalist mindset, you have no hope. I mean, it's really that simple. And I sit here living in this live science fiction dystopia movie, being a successful member of society. And I realize how they actuary the tyranny on the poor people first, but I see the water rising on the island I'm living on. And I have empathy for those being enslaved by this, and I realize this is a planned program. In their own words. And are we just going to roll over to a bunch of scum like Al Gore? Are we really going to play ball with these people? I've heard about feminists in public schools years ago, and I didn't believe this when I first heard about it like 20 years ago. I would hear about it on conservative talk radio because they cover this, and I think the feminists aren't trying to make boys in elementary school and then in high school pee sitting because it makes girls feel bad. And I went and looked it up, and they actually do that. I mean, these people want to tell you how to urinate. That is the definition of a control freak. I mean, I can't make this up. And these people are in control and relish telling us what to do? No, 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 no. And you're going to give us Prozac, you're going to put fluoride in the water, you're going to shoot the babies up with all the vaccines and watch them have a convulsion and never talk again and be in diapers for the rest of their life. Because you're a bunch of murdering, sick control freaks. God, you people are trash. And you've got all these blind sheeple that are better people than you. They're just naive about who you are because they think the rest of the world is like them, who are like lambs of the slaughter. Well, let me give you a little news flash. And I've given this analogy hundreds of times before. It was in the movie American Sniper. I am not a wolf and I'm not a sheep. I am a vicious, giant, mean sheepdog. And I hate you. And I politically am going to get my jaws around your neck, and I don't care what the other wolves with you do. I'm going to crunch down with a look of extreme pleasure in my eyeballs. In fact, I've already done that. And I look to chomp down even harder. I don't care how you attack me. I don't care what you do. The feeling of freedom committing against you is my soul lines up with it and just says, bingo. Bingo. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Wild horses couldn't drag me away from this fight. And that's why I want to encourage everybody out there that's so afraid of tyranny, so afraid of getting on a list, so afraid of being demonized. You get attacked on CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the LA Times, and 1,000 other publications. It is a red badge of honor. It is good to be attacked by this scum. I want to open the phones up. First-time callers in the first round of calls. 877-789-ALEX. 877-789-2539. And we'll get you up and on the air. Again, first-time callers, 877-789-ALEX. While we're lining those calls up, we got a bunch of epic videos and things to play. We'll get to all of them when we come back after this quick break. But reality is so much more incredible than what Madison Avenue and Wall Street and Hollywood and the Times Square mentality could even imagine. The world is so much bigger than just dominating fellow humans and treating them like chattel, like bricks to build a wall of enslavement. Humanity are burning souls ready to be empowered, ready to be turned loose, ready to be empowered, ready to be given the universe. And And that's what these tyrants seek to shudder, and they will fail. Humanity will rise. When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. No one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. Just one of the key compounds, BioPQQ, is backed by major clinical studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? We now have the synergistic solution. Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with super male or super female vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
Fitting that a free screen should sound the alarm against those who would destroy freedom. For in its power to deceive and inflame, or enlighten and inspire, the motion picture has no equal.
I am your host, Alex Jones. This is the Sunday broadcast. We're here every Sunday, every single Sunday, from 2 to 4 p.m. in some time zones in Europe. I guess that would be 3 to 5 in the East, 4 to 6 in the Central. That'd be 3 to 5 in the Mountain. And that'd be, I guess, 2 to 4 in the Pacific. We are going to be taking your phone calls on all the different issues I threw out in the first hour and going over a lot of other news. But there is a global group of private corporations that are insiders that work through private central banks who have unlimited currency and credit by fraud, who are waging war against real free market economies and have decided to phase out the free market economy, first the industrial economy, then the service economy, and make us basically chattel welfare slaves, either through corporate, government, or classical welfare systems, to make us dependent so that we can go under true social engineering for population reduction and final extermination. And that's a huge statement there, and it's totally true. And I'm just here warning you, and there's enough freedom and free speech left in the West that I'm able to even get this out. The system thinks you're done. They think you've rolled over to anything. In Germany, like I mentioned, they're trying to ban men standing up and urinating. That's in Der Spiegel. With a straight face, they say it hurts women. They can't stand and urinate. And if a woman can't do it, you shouldn't be able to do it. That's equality. That's tolerance. And state-run universities in Arizona are teaching all the problems are because of white people. And I mentioned that last hour. And you hear this stuff and it sounds crazy. It's meant to be crazy. Like Obama saying 2 + 2 = 5, and if you raise the debt limit, it doesn't raise the debt. This is all meant just to get you ready to put up with anything they say. Or MSNBC saying your kids don't belong to you, they belong to the state. Should I play that clip again? Or CBS News saying fluoride's good for your kids, or mercury's good for your kids. I mean, I can play all these clips again. We all know fluoride will kill you. We all know mercury will kill you. But it's part of them just, hey, pay us carbon taxes, even though plants live off carbon dioxide or the Earth will die. And why the Earth's the coldest it's ever been, NASA said last week. Even though we've got record cold temperatures across the planet, AccuWeather. Tuesday blizzard to bring New York City, Boston to standstill. The mayor of New York says maybe the worst to ever hit. Meanwhile, more homeless camps are appearing beyond downtown L.A. Skid Row. L.A. Times reports, but they claim California has the best economy ever. Okay. Man, they're opening the borders wide open. Let me go further here before I go to your phone calls. When the president, without even an executive order, but just by fiat, opens the borders up and legalizes all the illegals or turns off our power plants or puts our military under UN control or persecutes the Tea Party or the Christian groups with the IRS, do you understand if they get away with that, they can do anything? And Congress passed in the House last year a ban on partial birth abortion. They couldn't even do it now that the Republicans have a bigger majority. You know why? Because before the Republican House could pass the bill and blame it on the Democrats voting it down in the Senate. But now that it came down to actually banning partial birth abortion of 8 and 9-month-old babies that could be just delivered and adopted on the spot, now that true, unequivocal murder could have been banned, the House couldn't pass it. Because, see, that would have exposed the Senate that now has a Republican majority as traitors. So, see, electing more Republicans means we can't pass abortion bans because it shows you who the wolves in sheep's clothing are. That's good, though. You had a major political realignment. Democrats voting for Republicans because they wanted to get the economy going. They were against abortion. They were against open borders. When you give the illegals all this free stuff, but you can't get that if you go to a third world country, they can come here, but we can't go there. Everybody gets it. And so because we are winning hearts and minds, because people are waking up to what's happening, now Boehner, who attacks Obama in speeches, I predicted that. It wasn't hard to do. He won't, though, even start or allow the bills. There's dozens of them to repeal parts or all of Obamacare. That's totally unpopular, totally criminal, has death panels, increases prices, has all these taxes on poor people. Can't happen. Can't have an IRS investigation of them persecuting people. That's all admitted. Can't have a Benghazi investigation. Can't have a Fast and Furious investigation. Because people like John Boehner are set to make tens of millions a year just on their insurance company investments they voted on. And just in 2014, insurance company profits worldwide were up 47% just off U.S. profits. And if you look at just U.S. subsidiaries, they're up 200+%. Look it up. In fact, guys, people won't believe me if they're a TV viewer. Infowars.com/show, just to obnoxiously show everything that we talk about on screen. Type in insurance company profits up 47% under Obamacare. Let's give them a New York Times or Wall Street Journal on that one. But it's 200+% just here, because gang raping you is fun for them. The dumbasses that were out there and supported it, excuse my French, really thought that the government and insurance companies that were lobbying for it wanted to give you increased, at a Freudian slip, lowered prices, or wanted to give you something free. And you got all these poor people out there that never knew they could get charity care or free health care under federal law at these hospitals, these charity hospitals. They're all lined up around the block bankrupting things right now, like it's some kind of new fancy rich guy thing to go in and get surgery or whatever in these flesh-eating bacteria factories they call hospitals. And our country's media is so controlled that even Forbes admitted there are Ebola cases around the country that have been covered up. That's what it is to be a slave, though. A slave to the complexity. Because most men that are intelligent decide to go game the system somewhere where they can make money gaming the system. There's the New York Times. Cost of coverage under Affordable Care Act increases in 2015. Yeah, that's an article about just Google, just search engine, insurance companies get record profits under Obamacare. That'll give you the 47% 2014 number. That's globally, though. Insurance companies globally, 47% increase. They wrote the bill. They had bipartisan Republican support, and the Republicans won't repeal it right now. But the Democrats would get up and say, Republicans don't want it because they're racist. They wrote the stinking thing. The rhino, neocon, John Boehner, pieces of trash wrote it. With the Democrats, like Ezekiel Emanuel, who went on Fox News and said, yeah, this is meant to bankrupt health care and bring in total control and a single payer that'll still be administered, though, by private interest. When they're done, you'll pay 5 times what you did, and then they'll deny you care, and you're going to love it because you don't even